A prostitute, a covert operative, a matriarch, and an example of faith in extreme circumstances. These are the many faces of one woman in Jewish history who gave rise to a line of kings and the Messiah himself. Who is this mysterious woman who lied to protect spies and yet is revered by New Testament writers in the lineage of Jesus Christ? She is Rahab, and her story is coming up now on 60 Seconds. Our story takes place in Jericho, setting of the famed wall that falls. Before the wall came down, some spies came down the wall. Of course, not without the help of our friendly neighborhood brothel matron. We interviewed one of the men she aided, the famed spy Shmuel ben Jephthah ben Ehud ben Jovi ben Shealtiel ben Amos ben Elmadon ben Omri ben Elah ben Beri, about what this famed woman of the night turned woman of the faith was like.
Well, I was one of two spies that Joshua sent to Jericho. But one night we were compromised, so we needed to find somewhere to hide quickly. But it was the middle of the night. We thought, we're in trouble here. But we came to one door and a young woman answered, and she let us in. Little did we know we were walking into a brothel. Needless to say, we were pretty embarrassed, but we regained our composure, and we told her that Joshua had sent us, that we were Israelites, and that we were in grave danger, and would she help us? Well, her eyes got wide. She said, "I've heard of you and your God." And she believed that he was very powerful. And yes, she would help us. We made a deal. She asked that her family be spared, and in return she would help us. And she also told us the thing that we came there to find out. She told us that her people were terribly afraid of us, deathly afraid of the Israelites. So she showed us to a window from where we could climb outside of the city walls. And she said we should go into the hills and hide there for 3 days. And then we could be on our way back to Joshua, which is what we did. She kept her promise. Well, after we invaded, we kept our promise. Her family was spared. From that time forward, she left prostitution and she converted to our faith so that she could worship Adonai, the one true God. And then she would later marry an Israelite man named Salmon and become the great-grandmother of King David. Well, she had such courage. She could have been executed for harboring spies. But she also converted to our faith and became part of our community. And that wasn't easy either. Probably mostly just her faith in our God, that our God was almighty, and now our God is her God.